Bridget was 35 years old, a wife and a mother of two. From the outside, her life looked complete. She had a husband, Lawrence, and two young children who filled the house with noise, toys, and small moments of joy. They had been married for 10 years. 10 years of shared mornings, long nights, and quiet routines that slowly became a life. Bridget believed deeply in love. To her, marriage meant respect, trust, and care. It meant standing beside someone, even when things were hard. When Lawrence had dreams, she supported them without hesitation. She gave up her own ambitions, telling herself there would be time later. For now, her family came first. Her days were full, but unseen. She woke up early to prepare breakfast, packed school bags, cleaned the house, cooked meals, washed dishes, and put the children to bed. She remembered doctor appointments, favorite foods, and small details that made everyone feel cared for. She rarely complained. Love, she believed, was shown through action, not words. She thought Lawrence saw all of this. She believed he understood her sacrifices, that he valued her quiet strength. Sometimes she felt tired, but she told herself it was normal. This was what building a family looked like. This was what love required. As their 10th wedding anniversary approached, Bridget felt a warm excitement she hadn't felt in a long time. 10 years together mattered to her. It was proof that their love had survived struggles, changes, and time. She wanted to remind Lawrence of that. She saved small amounts of money, planned carefully, and imagined the evening in her mind. Not because she wanted something expensive, but because she wanted to feel seen again. Wanted. Remembered. In her heart, she believed that love, when given fully, always came back. She didn't know yet that love can fade quietly, not with shouting or anger, but by being forgotten. And she didn't know how close she was to the moment that would change everything. The day of the anniversary arrived quietly, but Bridget felt its importance in every small detail. For her, 10 years of marriage were not just a number. They were years of love, sacrifice, arguments, forgiveness, and growth. She wanted that night to remind them both of everything they had built together. She prepared all day. Bridget saved money to buy a beautiful cake, simple but elegant, with soft white cream and delicate writing on top. She cooked Lawrence's favorite dinner, chicken and rice, just the way he liked it. She cleaned the house carefully, set the table, and lit candles that filled the room with a warm, gentle light. She wore a dress Lawrence once told her made her look beautiful. To make the evening perfect, she asked her mother to watch the children for the night. She wanted the house to be quiet. Just the two of them. She waited. The table was ready. The food was warm. The candles were burning low. Bridget checked the time again and again. She called Lawrence. No answer. She sent a message. No reply. As the minutes turned into hours, her excitement slowly changed into worry, then into something heavier. By midnight, the food was cold. Bridget sat alone at the table, staring at the empty chair across from her. Her hands trembled as she reached for the candles and blew them out, one by one. Tears filled her eyes, but she didn't wipe them away. The silence felt loud and cruel. At 2 in the morning, the front door finally opened. Lawrence walked in laughing, his voice loud as he talked on the phone with his friends. The smell of alcohol filled the room. Bridget stood up slowly. Her eyes were red from crying. Lawrence, she said quietly. Do you know what day it is? He looked at her, confused. Friday? It's our anniversary, she whispered. 10 years. For a moment, he froze. Then he laughed. Oh, that. I forgot. Don't make it a big deal, Bridget. I was busy. Her heart shattered. When she told him how she had prepared everything, how she had waited, he rolled his eyes. It's just a dinner. Why are you making drama? Just a dinner. That night, Bridget cried until there were no tears left. She didn't feel angry. She felt invisible. And something inside her quietly broke. The next morning, Bridget woke up with a strange calm inside her. The pain from the night before was still there, heavy and deep, but something else had appeared beneath it, clarity. She looked around the house she had cared for over 10 years and felt, for the first time, like a guest in her own life. She packed quietly. Bridget folded her children's clothes with careful hands, placing them into small bags. She packed only what was necessary. When Lawrence came home later that day and saw the bags by the door, he frowned. "What's this, Bridget?" he asked, confused. She looked at him, her eyes tired but steady. She told him the truth. She told him about the years she gave, the dreams she put aside, the love she poured into their family. She told him how much that night had hurt her, not because he forgot a date, but because he forgot her. Lawrence laughed softly, shaking his head. "You're overreacting," he said. "Don't be crazy. It was just one night." That was when Bridget knew she had to leave. She took the children and went to her mother's house. Life there was not easy. She had no job, no savings of her own. Some nights, fear kept her awake. But every morning, her children's faces gave her strength. She found small jobs wherever she could, working in a gift shop during the day, helping at a salon in the evenings. She was exhausted, but she felt something she hadn't felt in years. She felt present. Lawrence called many times. He said he wanted his family back. He said she was breaking their home. Bridget listened in silence and did not answer. She was tired of words that carried no change. Weeks turned into months. The children grew. Bridget was there for every small moment, first bike rides, first school days, bedtime stories. Lawrence visited sometimes, bringing gifts for the children. He never forgot them. But he never asked about her. Bridget didn't leave because she stopped loving him. She left because staying meant losing herself completely. Time moved forward, slowly but steadily. Weeks became months, and months turned into a full year. Life was still hard for Bridget, but it was no longer empty. She built a new rhythm for herself and her children, one day at a time. She worked, she rested when she could, and she learned how to carry responsibility without disappearing inside it. Her son grew taller and more confident. He learned how to ride a bicycle, falling and standing up again with scraped knees and proud smiles. Her daughter began school, holding Bridget's hand tightly on the first day, then running ahead without looking back. Bridget was there for every moment, cheering, comforting, and listening. In those small victories, she felt her strength return. Lawrence's life changed too, though more quietly. Without Bridget, the house he once called home felt cold. He worked, came back, and sat alone with his thoughts. His hair began to turn gray. His laughter faded. He stopped drinking and spent less time with friends. Regret followed him everywhere, even in silence. The children still saw him sometimes. He took them for ice cream, brought them gifts, and smiled for their sake. He was a good father in those moments. But when Bridget stood nearby, he avoided her eyes. He never said he was sorry. He never asked how she was doing. One night, as Bridget tucked her son into bed, he looked up at her with innocent eyes. "Mommy, He asked softly, "Why doesn't Daddy live with us?" Bridget paused. Her heart tightened, but her voice stayed calm. "Sometimes adults make mistakes," she said. "Sometimes people forget what is important. But your daddy loves you very much. And so do I." He hugged her tightly. "I love you, Mommy." She kissed his forehead and whispered, "We will be okay." She hoped it was true. A few weeks later, her son's school announced a small play. He was excited and nervous and asked if both his parents could come. Bridget said yes without hesitation. She knew Lawrence would be there. When the day arrived, Bridget saw him standing near the school gate. He looked older. Tired. But when their eyes met, something unspoken passed between them. Time had changed them both. And the moment they had been avoiding was finally close. After the school play ended, the children ran toward their parents with bright smiles. For a moment, everything felt normal again. Lawrence watched them laugh, and when he turned to Bridget, his eyes were full of something she had never seen before, regret without pride. "Bridget," he said quietly. "Can we talk?" She wanted to say no. She wanted to protect the strength she had built. But something in his voice stopped her. They walked a short distance away, standing near the school garden where the noise faded into the background. Lawrence took a deep breath. His hands were shaking. "I was a fool," he said. "I didn't just forget our anniversary. I forgot you. I forgot how much you gave me, how much you carried for our family. And by the time I realized it, you were already gone." Bridget listened without interrupting. Tears filled her eyes, but she did not look away. "I thought you didn't care," she said softly. "I did," he replied. "But I was blind. Selfish. I've changed. I don't drink anymore. I go home every night, but that house isn't home without you." At that moment, their daughter ran over and held Bridget's hand. She looked up at Lawrence with hopeful eyes. "Daddy," she said, "can you come home with us today?" Lawrence's face broke. He looked at Bridget, waiting. Not demanding. Waiting. Bridget closed her eyes. Memories rushed in, the wedding day, the lonely night with cold food, the year of struggle, the strength she found on her own. When she opened her eyes, her voice was steady. "I forgive you," she said. "Not because I am weak. But because I am strong. And because our children deserve love, not bitterness." She held his gaze. "This is a second chance. Don't waste it." Lawrence nodded, crying. The children ran into their arms, laughing. They walked home together, not perfect, but honest. Because love does not survive by words alone. It survives when people are willing to change, to remember, and to fight for each other.